What are some of your suggestions for maneuvering the things that hold organizations back from moving forward on some of these projects? And how do you recommend that facility leaders build a strong business case internally to help paint that picture for other stakeholders?
Ultimately it comes down to very poignant, very strategic conversations on the front end and getting alignment. Ultimately, the person that you're typically engaged with right at the onset that is taking the time to have these conversations, they've already got buy-in. And what we typically are looking to do is communicate to them and implore them to understand that we know the challenges you may face as you try to get, additional buy-in. Arm us with the information we need to help make that pitch easier for you. Help us understand what the key motivators are. Help us understand what some of the potential hurdles may be. Examples of that, there's a litany of them, but, some of the most common ones I see is, some customers are driven just by an internal rate of return, a specific ROI hurdle, a payback threshold, what have you. And all those things are very important. But at the end of the day, cash is king, and so a lot of times people are looking at what that total investment cost is. And so it's also understanding, if that's going to be a limitation, then let's really ascertain all the various ways that we can help offset that. And that can be through implementing various utility incentives. That can be through introducing 179D and helping offset, tax liabilities. It can also be as simple as, communicating the fact that, we've got the structure in place to offer, fully cash flow positive financing solutions to where none of this has any impact at all from a upfront cost standpoint. And we find that is a very attractive avenue with a lot of people. Obviously, the challenge there is, much like we see throughout the marketplace, costs are up and interest rates are up. So that's a bit less attractive than it was, a few years ago, but still a very viable vehicle that we see a lot of clients utilizing. But again, just to tie all that in a nice bow, it's really just communicating on the front end to understand what those inherent challenges may be and, expressing to them that our goal is to make life as simple for them as possible and eradicate those roadblocks.
Yeah, the more that you can build consensus early, especially around something as consequential as energy efficiency, which, investors care about, a senior leadership cares about. These things impact, if this is a facility that sees customer traffic of any kind, right? That often has an impact on the relationship between brand and consumer even. So, these are investments that align with big picture goals from the jump. So like you said, it's really about, if there's something really granular, hey, we're going to upgrade all of our signage to LED, right? It has to be immediately contextualized around those bigger picture goals. You got to loop the right people in and be confident about the vision.